seem to be steady on the internet, steady on the recording, so I'm hoping my recent series of upgrades that I've performed have all done the trick, so I believe they have done, so there you go. We see we've got the timing now. When that first wheel hits the leading edge of the furrow, it's kind of time to press the button and get that plough lowering. And yeah, so like I say, I'm really pleased. The extra memory. I mean, when I first thought about it, I was going, well, if I'm going to upgrade memory, I'm not just why just double it? Why not just find out what the maximum is, go all the way to the maximum, and then you know there's nothing more you can do. I tend to be like that a little bit in a lot of things I do. Have I given it everything I can give it? Yes, I have. Okay, right, well, if it still doesn't go exactly as I'd want it to, it's the best it can be. So, yeah, you guys are all kind of going, oh my god, why is he so positive? I hope you are. So, but there we go. Ooh, little bits of meandering in our ploughing, which is all good. Keeps it interesting. Well, yeah, keeps it interesting. We've just got that music to keep us kind of in the game. I'm just jigging along with it. I'm not gonna do a kind of webcam thing because I haven't got the webcam to do it, so you wouldn't see me kind of jigging away, kind of like I am right now, playing the game, and I'm on my chair, kind of bouncing up and down. You'd be surprised how often that happens. I kind of end up bouncing for some reason. Usually when I'm kind of excited and happy about something, I go for a full-on Tigger bounce mode. What does that mean? It literally means I jump up and down, and it doesn't matter where I am, or what I'm doing, or who I'm with. I will literally jump up and down on the spot, and people look at me like I'm crazy, and it's good. I find it so funny. The people I'm with, not so much. But I do call it Tigger bounce mode, and with good reason. We should all experience and display that joy as much as possible. It's great fun, particularly when other people don't understand it, don't get it, or aren't, not necessarily when they aren't feeling the same, because sometimes there can be reasons for that. But no, when people are just kind of looking at you, kind of, why the hell are you happy? It's like, I'm happy because I'm doing this, or I've got this, or someone said that. Yeah, I love it. I almost pressed the V button there. If I press it in mid-stream, what happens? It stops. Excellent. I have no idea why it does it. It's obviously a brake of some description, probably handbrake. Maybe that's why some of the times the tractors rolled away and stuff. Maybe. We're on a voyage of discovery together. We have been since we started this. So, and this is, I think this field is possibly a little bit larger than the fields I did in the single-player game. Well, this is a single-player game. In the game that I'd set up probably a year ago, before I'd even envisaged doing a Let's Play. So this is it's a good size. And again, I've said it in the farming sim co-op many times. You dream big, aim high, see how far you can get. Don't just settle for, oh well, I know I can do that and I'll be successful. try push the limits a little bit. I pushed the limits for myself last year, and I did a cycling challenge around near where I live, and it was 66 miles, 6 ferry crossings, and it took 14 hours, and it was quite a test of endurance. It wasn't easy. It did push me, and I did have a moment where I threw my bike down on the side of the road, and I said, "That's it. I'm not going any further. I'm done." But I picked myself back up and got back on with it, and I completed it, and it was such a sense of achievement. And so much so I'm actually going to go and do the same again this year. But I'm going to look to improve upon the performance I gave last year. And these things, when you do them, they're usually for charity, and that's fantastic. A lot of people in my work, they look at it and say, "Well, actually, that's really cool that you're doing that." And it's just it's a personal motivation. It's not purely about the charity, although that's a fantastic thing to do. But it's also about the personal challenge as well, and figuring out what I can and can't do, and kind of, again, pushing those limits. I've always been someone not very physical, although I've never been unfit. But trying to kind of go and do some kind of a physical challenge was always kind of, well, why would I do that? That doesn't make any sense to me. And now I'm kind of, yeah, you know what, I can do that. I'm going to go and I'm going to give it the best that I've got. So there you go. Now you know I'm kind of talking, well, not meaningless dribble. I'm talking really to try and keep the conversation interesting whilst we're finishing up this last bit of the field. So, but yeah, I mean, especially in the current economy, I mean, it's difficult probably for the charities to get the support they need. So why not? So yeah, it's wonderful. And particularly when you've got people with you, and you're not necessarily doing it by yourself. You've got 1 or 2 people with you, and you're doing it as a group. You're enjoying yourselves. It's a bit of fun, and the atmosphere, I have to say, when I was doing the cycle ride last year was phenomenal. The volunteers that were at all the check-in stations, filling up your water bottles and stuff like that. They're all such nice people. They really made it so much nicer for those of us participating, because they were such cheery people as well. It was fantastic. So hoping for more of the same. Another beautiful sunny day if we're lucky. And if we're not, then it'll just be a day that, well, it'll still be sunny, but it'll just be sunny maybe slightly differently. Another of my wonderful expressions is the sun's always shining, just sometimes it's above the clouds. That kind of comes about from when I was coming into land at the airport, coming back from a business trip, and it was beautiful sunshine, absolutely lovely day, and we descended through the clouds and it was raining. It's like, okay, that really does go to show the sun is shining. It's just sometimes it's above the clouds or on the other side of the planet if it's night time. But yeah, so yeah, so this episode will probably come with a kind of story disclaimer. If you don't want to be kind of frustrated with what Fadman has to say, then yeah, maybe just fast forward and turn the audio off. So there we go. Ooh, I mistimed that one slightly, but there we go. It's all good. So I would say we'd try to use a different perspective, but if I do that, I will find it very difficult to steer. So alas, we are doing what we're doing. We're nearly there. few more, I say a few more, probably, how many more passes? Probably another 5 or so on each, yeah, 5 or so on each side. So, like I said, again, I'm including everything because that seems to be what you guys want. You don't want me to necessarily skip stuff off screen. I think the only thing that was suggested for off screen was the search for the sheep, which I did, and we came back with the conclusion. So, like I say, happy to kind of listen to you guys' comments. I'm really happy that you put them on in the first place. So, I will be playing. I need to be playing the game, and I need to be doing stuff anyway to kind of keep the farm running. So, if you guys find it good, then I'll record it. If not, then I'll just do it and show you the results. There we go. I got it right that time. And hopefully, after having kind of done a bit of fiddling around again with the window settings, hopefully the sound levels are back to a bit more reasonable. The things that seem to affect it and change it seem really odd to me, but I'm getting used to it. Like I said, I'm coming from completely zero when it comes to kind of producing videos for YouTube. Well, that's where I was when we started episode 1 of Farming Giant. I can't believe this is now episode 15 of Agricultural Simulator Historical Farming, and we're kind of up to episode 15 on the survival series of Feed the Beast. We're over episode 20 of Farming Giant campaign play, so there's a lot of stuff that's been going on over the last few months. We're approaching that 400 subscriber mark, so thank you to all of you who have clicked the subscribe button. It is appreciated. It does kind of, I think it baffles a few people at my work when I tell them I'm playing this farming simulator game, and there's kind of nearly 400 people that kind of watch my channel of videos that are me kind of driving up and down the field. They don't understand it. But then again, to be fair, that if you told me at face value before I started playing the game what it was, I wouldn't understand it either. But it seems to be a nice community of people that we have. So, particularly, I mean, with Stocko and Dare, that like I said, I love watching their videos, and even, like I say, even when the games that they're playing aren't to my particular taste, I still do love watching what they do and their commentary, because I find it so greatly amusing. I think it's all about the personality and getting that sense of the person. So hopefully I have a personality as well. I don't know. If you believe the guys on the Feed the Beast server, the area around spawn where no one can do anything except for me when I have op permissions is called Fadman's Bubble. And essentially a term for the size of Fadman's ego. So, yeah. That one was interesting. But we have a great deal of fun. I have so much fun playing all the games. We have the multiplayer farming simulator games now, and those are going to be scheduled regularly. So if you are a Farming Simulator 2013 player and you have the Classics mod pack and you would like to join in, make sure and add Fadman Plays Games on Facebook, and let me know. I can invite you to the events, so it's an invite only, so we can try and make sure we've got the right number of people, and we don't kind of lag out, because we've only got so much equipment at the moment. We literally are starting from scratch. We're earning our money, working the fields, and we're not using hired workers, so we are earning our money. Much like the co-op with Hitman, I am controlling the purse strings on that one, purely because we found in one of the first games we played, someone left with the money and we just lost it. So I don't know if anyone else has kind of seen any behaviours like that, but yeah, so the game is for anyone that wants to seriously come on and play and kind of contribute towards the success of the farm that we have, then please do feel welcome. We're using the same save game each week, so we kind of, as we add to it and as we kind of progress through, we're then coming back in and continuing the story, as it were, the next week. And I think that's really where I want to go with that. So, like I said, there was a suggestion of doing a multiplayer co-op or some such with agricultural simulators. I'll start getting the words back again with AgSim historical farming, because of the kind of money and amount of equipment, and the fact we've only got the one tractor. It's really designed for single player, so I don't see a multiplayer coming for that. But with Agricultural Simulator 2013 Gold Edition on the horizon, as it were, I can see kind of perhaps some experimentation there to see if that's something that will work. Would be probably quite useful. So I think I've already got a potential ally lined up to do that, but we'll see. So yes. So this is obviously a little bit more time consuming, a little bit more difficult because we don't have Hitman with us, kind of helping on the other side of the field, ploughing and stuff. But as I said, we couldn't realistically get that in this particular game because we've only got the resource for the one tractor. And there is quite a long growing cycle. You have to skip ahead the days. But we will do that. I think as we end this episode, as we kind of finish the ploughing, we'll head towards getting the log, selling that. Then we'll perhaps skip the head of the day so that we can sell. I think we should, by the time we've skipped ahead of the day, we should have a what's it of milk to say. I've been calling them urns, and I think someone kind of has. I know someone's put a comment on, but I can't remember the word that they use because my brain's just kind of gone to fluff for the moment. I can't remember if they called it a can or. But either way, we're gonna go and sell some milk and possibly some eggs if we're lucky. But yeah, so we'll do those sellings, and then we'll call it here for an episode, because I think at that point we'll probably be at kind of two-parter length, which is about an hour and a half. So there we go. And the good news is in terms of combining this, we don't have an independent drive combine, it's one that attaches to the tractor, so as long as the tractor can make it through this terrain, then we're good. And a lot of this is going to even out. As you probably saw, I do the cultivating when I do it the opposite way or to the way I do the ploughing, so I'm going kind of from the farm to the trees on this one, so I will actually go from one side to the other, so I'll go at 90 degrees from where I am now, if you will. And it's just gotten dark again. What's going on? What time is it? Nearly lunchtime. Is that the signal? Is it going dark, the signal for Farmer Giles to have his lunch, do you think? I don't know. Farmer Giles manipulating the weather so that he can tell me when he wants to have his lunch. That's just not on. So there we go. I was a little bit early on that last pass, but there we go. Never mind. So there you go. We can see now we're nearly there. So it has been worth it. Almost an hour's worth of labour so far, I think. And you can see that that swath where we cut the grass. Very interesting to see that overlaid, but there we go. So how many more passes? 1, 2, 3 maybe? And yeah, I suppose it depends really on how well we do the passes as well, because we've got some sections that it's not going to take very much now. All that lovely green grass ploughed under to the lovely brown mud. So now we just need to kind of turn ourselves a little bit differently. Yeah, so sorry, I do kind of get carried away with the music. It's quite normal. But I think that's part of the charm of the game, and the music obviously transfers into things like Farming Giant and Agricultural Simulator 2013. They add extra stuff onto it, but you've still got these music tracks in there, and it's really quite enjoyable. And it's quite strange because it doesn't actually get annoying the more you hear it. Well, I don't find it does. So, because I think it mixes it up, so you're not so consciously aware of it. So there we go. The two sides of our field are about to meet, like the Channel Tunnel did yonks and yonks and yonks ago. So I think that's just a little bit kind of tidy up down there in a few places. So there we go. We'll give it a few beeps. Don't get to do that much in this particular play because, well, because I haven't got anyone to beep to. I can beep to the animals, but I haven't got Hitman running around, kind of being a complete loon in on the tractor and to go. So, but there we go. Right. We are so very nearly there. Round of applause for Farmer Giles in a minute. Just for sticking with it, and he hasn't stopped for lunch. He hasn't kind of stopped to go to the loo. He's just been cracking on. So it's been, what's it? Yeah, it's been a good nearly 3 hours that he's been at it. So well done, Farmer Giles. Good job. Let's go and deposit the plough somewhere. I think we're parking that up over the other side because we've got the cultivator up there. So I think the other thing that's kind of a bit weird at the moment is I've recorded I made a trailer for the channels for anyone that hasn't subscribed, and I actually really enjoy watching it. So there's probably about 4 or 5 views where I've just played it myself. The rest of the time I've played it myself on the computer. But I don't know why. I think it's the music that I've got for the clips part of it. I really do. I just enjoy that music, so I just keep watching it. So yeah, you guys are probably gonna have to decide on your own if that's a crazy thing or if that's a not quite so crazy thing. So let's see if we can put this back here. If we put it about there, we should be in the right range to connect the log. So we're going to kind of connect this one and doink that into the middle one. Look at that, lots and lots of chains. So there we go. So let's kind of pull away, go and sell our log, as you do. And I know, like I said, I'm sure I mentioned last episode, there's another one over at the other log site. So this is, it's kind of, I suppose it's free money, so if you get stuck and you have to kind of fast forward and just sell a few logs, it gives you the ability within the game of something that's got automatically spawn, so you don't have to kind of completely quit and start again. Because there's no bank loans, there's nothing like that in this particular one. And I have yet to figure out what would happen if we were to go overdrawn, as it were. I suspect that would probably be an end game event. So the other thing I've been thinking about is there's been a lot of talk of for people about which tractor to get next. Now, I think buying a new tractor, because of the cost of it, is probably going to be something that will happen at the end of this Let's Play, if I'm honest. We will probably have done everything that we're going to do in terms of farming and equipment by the time we're ready to buy a new tractor. So what I'm going to suggest is that rather than buy a new tractor and then kind of use it and kind of carry on the Let's Play, that it would probably be an end episode. So probably once we've done everything, I will do a whole bunch of selling logs off screen and possibly do an additional harvest, and then get enough so that we can buy all of the tractors, and that way you will get to see all of the tractors, and we'll jump in them, we'll do a little bit of something with each one, so you'll get to see them in action. You won't just get to see them. I'll kind of use one to do a little bit of plowing and another one to do a bit of seeding and all that kind of stuff, so you'll get to see what they do or how they work and if there's any different sounds. Hopefully that sounds like a good idea. It makes sense to me because, like I said, as I've already said at the beginning of the episode, you can see from the costs that it's going to take a significant amount of money and work to get there. So I'm thinking that, like I said, that's an end of Let's Play, kind of. That's like the series finale. Is we'll have the tractor showcase. So, like I say, if you like the sounds of that, then do let me know. If you don't, then well, probably even more important for you to let me know if you don't. So we've got 978. Excellent. We've got our money. So let us. It's after 12, so let's skip forward the day, put our lights on, and go back and find them cows. See if Daisy's filled up one of our cans of milk. Just sounds wrong to be cans, I don't know. It's probably not the word that was used. So there we go. So it's now tomorrow. Just to confuse everybody. We've moved forward today, so it's tomorrow. Time-travelling Farmer Giles. He's like a Time Lord, only he does farming. So there we go. It does get very dark, doesn't it? Okie dokie. So we're going to kind of drive on up, see if we can... We'll keep an eye out for Duke. He's in the hills somewhere. We'll hear him. Here, Dukey, Dukey, Dukey. Here, boy. Yoikies. Okay, didn't even hear him that time. Maybe he's run away somewhere else. Naughty, naughty boy. Right, so we know we're going to need the trailer. What's that there? What is that? Let's get out and have a look at that. What's in my way? No, not behind me, in my way. Oh, it's just dents in the ground. Okay, that's alright then. I don't mind dents in the ground. It just looked like there was, like, sacks on top or something. Okay, so let's link up the... look at that. Almost perfectly where it needed to be. Let's go and jump over that log. Have we got a full... No, we're still 30 there, so we're still not quite ready with eggs. But what I might do is shift the eggs a little bit. Just like that. So the idea being that we will get 2 full trays of eggs and then that one will start to fill. Let's just check their food. Okay, so they've got wheat there, they've got corn there, they've got wheat there. So those 2 wheats are the kind of small portions of wheat that we got when we kind of emptied the seeder, and they ended up kind of down over there somewhere. So that's all good. And a similar kind of thing can happen sometimes when you get the gravity wagon. Normally it would put it back out right beside the gravity wagon, but there's a little bit of a glitch. So they've got plenty of corn, so they're well fed. So let's, like I said, I've checked the other animals before, so let's check on the cows. They've still got plenty of grass and straw and hay. How are you, Daisy, my love? You alright? You're a good girl. So, we should have had milk. But apparently we don't. I was expecting one of these to be full. So, even though we have moved forward today, we haven't actually got anything to kind of take away. So we're going to disconnect that up. And yeah, I think for now we will say it's the dawn of a brand new day. So we will be back with that brand new day and we'll cultivate the field in the next episode. So until next time, take care, folks.